at times, it's a hard game to assess, George. Just the power play goals. There wasn't enough like 5-on-5 game to get a great handle or a feel for it. But yeah, happy with the result. I'm gonna have to watch the game hard to get a handle on the game. Because it kind of just, I don't have a theme for it. Usually I get off the bench, not always, but I have a pretty good handle on the theme of the game, what happened, where we were good, where we need to do some work. But the risk profiles changes so drastically at 5-1 that you start to see things that you don't normally see. So I mean, I'm glad we won the game. I think we handled it reasonably well. I'll focus more on the first 30 minutes of that game for kind of answers to where the game goes next. That'll be kind of the idea.
It didn't seem like you guys were able to take momentum. How big is that in an opening of a playoff series to come on the road and to be able to kind of take the crowd out of it and get those, especially with those 3 goals in the second?
Yeah, don't mean to be a downer here, but I'm not a huge believer in momentum. Really not. Puck drops, that's your opportunity to change momentum, and it's going to happen at the opening face-off. I don't. Both teams will look at the game and find things they can do better. Some of it will be just special teams. But there isn't an established identity to the series yet. It was an unusual game in the flow of it. You know, road team scores the first goal. We get 2 then. Still not a lot of action in the game. There wasn't a lot of danger in the game at that point. Gets to 2-1 for the next 2 or 3 shifts I don't love. Right? They're humping now, but that's completely to be expected at home. Getting into the second, they lose Cirelli. Power play clicks. It's an unusual game. There'll be a complete reset by both teams for the next one.
Paul, in addition to what he was able to do in terms of scoring, what impact emotionally did Matthew Tkachuk's return bring to you guys?
I think what was on display was the hands. They're just, he's got an incredible set of hands. I thought his game was okay. I don't think it was, when you put it in the context, he hasn't played a hockey game in 2 months. I mean, he'd be, you or I wouldn't have any hands in that game. For him, he can still take that much time off and handle a puck the way he handles it. And the rest of it was just smartly played by him, in that I don't think he was in the rhythm of the game. But I was very happy with Mackey and Sam Bennett. I thought they played a really smart, kind of hard game and allowed Matthew to kind of get reacclimated to the game.
Paul, physicality is a big part of who you want to be and the identity of your team. I think that
you got to wait. Okay, thank you. Sorry, it took me a while. I got one eye. Just keep that in mind.
I was trying to.
No, it was good. Yeah.
I think the hit totals finished 48-28. Take those for what they are. But how much do you think your physical part of the game had an impact on this game?
I didn't find it to be that physical a game. So there's been a shift, right, in how they're marked. The hits are marked, so we're getting bigger numbers. But I'll go back to our history. 2 years ago, Game 1 in Boston, I think there were 86 hits, and every single one of them was heavy. Like it was, you walked off the bench, and I'd never been in a game that heavy. We played 13 games against them in the last 2 years, and they were incredibly physical. I did not find tonight to be a physical game. There were a couple of big hits, right? Going both ways. But there wasn't, some of that's, you're not hitting when you're on the power play or you're penalty killing. Like that kind of changed it. I didn't feel it from the bench. There wasn't, I guess when you look at physicality, it's physicality in it how it affects the momentum of the game. I didn't feel that. There was the Verhaeghe hit, that was a heavy, but there wasn't a succession of shift after shift where both teams are just forechecking. Nothing happens with the puck, but everybody's getting hit. I didn't feel that tonight.
Coach, what'd you think of Mackey's first playoff
Yeah,
game and
good,
getting
right?
a point tonight?
Want him to have the confidence to drive on that puck before he throws it into Sam. I thought he didn't look like he was touching the puck and then holding it, looking to give it out, right? Like he would skate with it, he would move. What I was looking for was just legs, and I thought his legs were good tonight. Really liked that part of it for him.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks very much.
Oh, nice job, Addie.
A big win tonight. How important was it to get the first one on the road in Tampa?
Yeah, it's a big win. Obviously every game is a big game. So we put together a good game. So we're excited about next one.
What can you say about the way the blue line played in front of you tonight?
Yeah, the whole team played great. You know, they grinded, they worked hard, they were composed, they were focused. So it's a big win for us, and yeah, we taking a rest and get ready for next one.
Sergei, the regular season didn't end the way you guys wanted it to. It looked like you guys flipped the switch a little bit tonight. Did that kind of veteran leadership show up?
You know, it's a playoff hockey. You know, everybody try to bring their best, and they're a good team too. They got really good offense, a really good defense. So it's a good team. It's a good. I mean, it's going to be compete. It's one game. So again, we are happy about the result, and we're getting ready for next one.
What is there left to say about Matthew Tkachuk?
Yeah, he's a leader. He's a big piece of our team, and it's great to have him. So he scored a big goal, and yeah, he's a great leader.
We know your approach about staying in the moment, being able to stay focused. When it shifts into the playoffs and every moment means a little bit more, just how are you able to stay focused, and how much does the fact that you do that during the regular season help you as you move into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, like you said everything. I try to stay with the moment and win the moment, and that's pretty much it. I don't think too much about future or our past. So yeah, and again, it's a big win, big moment for us, and we get ready for next one.
Nate Schmidt, obviously new to the team this year. Just what have you learned about him, just as a player and a person, over the course of the last season?
Yeah, he's a good solid defenseman, a great guy in the locker room, always positive. So it's a great piece of our team.
You guys had a week off in between the regular season ending and playing today. How much did that help you guys maybe reset, recharge before getting into the playoffs?
Yeah, you know, like obviously we would try to take what we have, you know, and try to approach as best as possible. Yeah, took the rest, recover, and prepare ourselves for the series.
Thanks, Sergei.
We'll start with Alexander. Just a little bit about tonight. You guys obviously take the early lead. Could you talk a little bit about that second period when you guys were able to get those 3 quick goals and blow this thing open?
Yeah, I mean, it started with Schmidt's goal, and then we got the power play there, and kind of quick goals there. But I think overall we were solid today and did a lot of good things. So I like most of our game.
And Nate, just your first goal, the joy on your face, we could see it from the press box, and then you get the second one. Just a little bit about how you've really worked your way into this team and to be such a big part of a big opening night win.
Yeah, you know, this team at the beginning of the year for me, you just want to step in and not screw it up. And then you start to integrate yourself into this group and find how you bring your own brand to the game. And for me, Benny makes a great play taking that puck to the net in the second period. Anytime he's got the puck on his stick, something good usually happens. So you find out in games when you can jump in and find a chance when you can jump around a forward and be a part of the rush. And then Lucy makes a great play trying to get to the net, causes some chaos, and it squirts out to me. So, and then this guy later on makes a nice little moving screen. So it's not just the end result. There's a lot of things that go into it, and I kind of like to think that's the way our game was tonight. There wasn't just the end result of us scoring. There were a lot of things that went into it. A lot of forecheck routes by our guys that created turnovers that made it hard for their defensemen to get it to their forwards, and that's what I think needs to happen for us moving forward to be successful.
For both of you guys, we all know the impact that Matthew Tkachuk can make, but just what kind of spark did he give you guys, especially after being without him for a couple months?
I've talked enough about him.
Okay.
So you can
Okay. He's not really a guy you can put a label on, right? Because he's such a unicorn of a player. But I think more than anything, just how he is in the room, getting the guys fired up before the game. You feel his energy, you feel his excitement in the locker room. And I think it takes the edge off of guys quite a bit. The edge off of guys to be vocal, the edge off guys to, the things he says before, the game to keep the room light. And, I think that's the kind of thing that doesn't show up all the time. But you see him be able to step into a game and be impactful. That's just the way he is. And that's the type of player he is. He's a playoff player that, comes into a game and does what he does tonight.
For Nate, the game you had tonight, given sort of how you got to this point, just reflect on sort of that journey and getting here and having what you did tonight.
Yeah, no, thank you. There's a long way to South Florida, right? And I find that for me, it was the one thing I heard about this team, and how they treat each other and how they take the everyday look at it is something that I coveted, since haven't seen something like this since my years in Vegas, right? Like the type of gel within a team, and to say I wasn't nervous to come in at the very beginning of the year, it would be wrong, because I was. You never know how you're gonna be able to help a team like this, but I find that this team, with the personalities that they have, and the game style that the standard that we have, it doesn't even have to come from the staff. It comes from the bench. It comes from the guys on the team, and that allows a new player, and the handful of us that came this year to assimilate very easily. And I find that it makes such a difference, because when guys are comfortable in the room, they're comfortable on the ice and start to talk, and then the bench starts to run itself, and that's when you start to feel like you're a part of a team, part of a group, and a part of a new year, right? Like, these guys did an amazing thing last year and looking to, write a new story with it again.
I mean, when you guys played Tampa 3 years ago, Sasha, you guys only scored 3 goals on Andrei Vasilevsky, and then this year you already scored 6 in game 1 by kind of getting the body in front of him. I mean, what did you learn from that series on how to deal with a guy like Andrei Vasilevsky, and kind of what's changed now that you guys have been able to put together a performance like that today?
Well, first of all, like he's one of the best goalies in the world, like since he came in the league. So, you're not probably just gonna beat him with the clean shot many times. So you have to create stuff in front of him and get guys to the net, battle for the rebounds and that kind of stuff. So and it goes to all the good goalies and all the good teams. Like, it's not easy to get there, but you have to, especially in the playoffs. It's hard, but you have to find a way to get in front of the net and battle for those pucks and get in front of him. So that's our job every single game we play, and doesn't change in this series.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And when you come back from rehab, obviously the last 2 months, you scored 2 goals and the team gets the wins. How nice was it to be back and have a successful night?
I mean, you said it right there. Just the main thing was just being back and just being back with the guys and being able to compete with them and just being around them again. It's been a long 2 months, some good days, some bad days, just so many highs and lows. So I've just got a ton of people to thank for getting me to this point, and it was nice to play out there for them too. So it was just great to be back out with the guys.
Maggie records his first point in his first career playoff game. What can you say about his game tonight?
Yeah, he was flying. He was making good plays. He was physical when he needed to be. He was on pucks. Just great playing with them, and what a play, and what a play by Benny to finish it. It's obviously great playing with those guys.
Was there any doubt in your mind you weren't going to play tonight?
Yeah, for sure. The last 2 months, I mean, even however many days ago, like, absolutely. So just super grateful to be back out, and yeah, just I've got a ton of people to thank for getting me ready to play in playoffs. So it's pretty self-explanatory, and it's nice going out there and playing for them, and just I've got a great support at the rink, at home, everywhere. So everybody was really positive around me, even when I might have not had my most positive days. So it's just great to be back out there and have a ton of people to thank.
First game back now under your belt. How do you feel physically after that?
I'm sorry?
Now that's your first game back, how do you feel physically?
Yeah. I mean, I felt there were some plays in the game where I wish I could have back and just kind of was maybe dipping my toe a little bit at the start, but I feel great.
You get on the ice for that first time. It's been 2 months. It's the playoffs. What is that feeling like?
Yeah, it's just that's what you miss. You miss competing. You miss the fans, the energy, the emotion, the battles with the other team. The chirps on your own bench. Like it's just so much stuff that you miss. So I was just super grateful to be out there and loved every second of it.
And to come out like this against this team in this game, what does it say about you guys? And what?
Yeah, I mean it's just one game, but just I think the best part of our team is I love our depth. I love how hard we compete, and we just got to do that every night and hope for the best.
The way you guys were able to attack Vasilevsky, a lot of tip-in, deflections, greasy stuff early on, just knowing how good the goalie is, how important it is to play that way to be able to find ways to beat them.
Yeah, well, I mean this is a battle of some great teams and some unbelievable some of the best goalies in the world on both sides. So I mean I think he's just so talented. So you have to be in front of him. You have to put a lot of shots on. You have to be around it, rebounds, tips, all that fun stuff. So I thought guys did a good job of that.
3 power play goals for you guys tonight. Just what was clicking on special teams for you?
Yeah, I thought we were seeing a play, making a play. We weren't holding on to it too long. We were winning some battles. I don't really know. Just had some success, and hope we can keep it going.
When you guys get rolling like that, Tampa Bay really had no answer for you. How much confidence do you guys get when you're able to get going like that?
They're such a great team, and it's going to take everybody to play against them. And I thought that's kind of where our depth shows, and rolling over teams and just playing hard each and every shift. You have guys that are being really physical, chipping pucks. We know the recipe of how we need to play, and I thought our depth really showed it tonight, and I thought everybody was really good, and we're all playing the same game right now, so it's easy to read off, and it's just good to see.
Last question right here.
We saw how badly you wanted to get back into the game in the championship game at Four Nations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how tough was it to kind of watch this team play so many important games down the stretch this season, and how good does it feel to be back?
Yeah, I mean, it feels amazing. It was so unfortunate that I couldn't. I felt good going into that game and felt that I could, give a great effort. It just I didn't have much in me after the first period in that game in February. So I wouldn't change anything for the world, though. As sucky as it was the last 2 months, I mean, I was going to lay it all on the line in that tournament for your country. So, but I will say the last 2 months, it's there's been so many highs and lows, and you have some down days, and you don't know if this was going to be even possible. I mean, even up until however long ago, I didn't know if this day would be possible. So it's just great to be out there, and just super grateful, and it makes you realize that how great of a game it is, and the best thing in the world is out there competing. So being around the guys and just everything. So I'm loving it, being back.